I had always thought that Mr. Johnson was a little odd. He lived in the house next door to me, and I would often see him tending to his garden or walking his dog. But there was something about him that didn't quite add up. One day, I was out in my own garden when I saw Mr. Johnson doing something strange. He was standing in front of a flower, and his eyes were glowing with an otherworldly light. I rubbed my eyes, thinking it was just a trick of the sun, but when I looked again, the glow was still there. As I watched, Mr. Johnson turned to me and smiled. "Hello, neighbor," he said, his voice low and smooth. I was taken aback. Hi," I stuttered. Mr. Johnson walked over to the fence that separated our gardens. "I think it's time we had a little chat," he said. I nodded, feeling a little nervous. "You see, I'm not from around here," Mr. Johnson said, his eyes glinting with amusement. "I'm not even from this world." I stared at him, my mind racing. "What do you mean?" I asked. Mr. Johnson chuckled. "I'm a demon," he said, "a supernatural being from a realm beyond your own." I felt a shiver run down my spine. I had always thought of demons as evil creatures, but Mr. Johnson seemed nice. "Don't worry, I'm not here to harm you," he said, as if reading my thoughts. "I've been living among humans for centuries, trying to learn more about your world and your ways." I thought about this for a moment. It was a lot to take in. "Why did you choose to live here?" I asked. Mr. Johnson smiled. "I like the community," he said. "I like the way people look out for each other and try to help those in need. It's refreshing." I nodded, feeling a sense of understanding. "I know what you mean," I said. "I love it here too." As we talked, I realized that Mr. Johnson wasn't so strange after all. He was just different, and that was okay. Over the next few weeks, I found myself looking forward to my conversations with Mr. Johnson. He was witty and kind, and he had a deep understanding of the world that I could only dream of. As I got to know him better, I realized that community wasn't just about the people you lived near. It was about accepting and embracing those who were different from you. And Mr. Johnson, the demon next door, had become a valued member of our little community.